Hey, I'm Chuck Jones. Welcome to Bowhunters World TV. This week we're going to be bringing you a couple of turkey hunts. We're going to be bringing you a spring turkey hunt in Michigan and a fall turkey hunt in Kansas with Brandin Hatheway. Stay tuned. Bowhunters World TV is brought to you by High Country Archery, Burt Coyote Luminog, Hunter Safety System, Big Green Targets, Ed's Archery and Sporting Goods, Icy Tech Coolers, and these fine sponsors. Hey guys, this first hunt that we're going to bring to you is my spring turkey hunt in Gladwin County, Michigan. We did a lot of work scouting these birds out. We knew pretty much exactly where these birds were going to come in and out every day. We had two massively huge birds in this flock, and that's what I was originally after. The first one got shot the day before. The second one got shot about an hour before I shot the bird in this footage. After I found out that the two were both shot, I decided that I was going to take the first legal bird that came in. The first legal bird that came in ended up being a jake. Anybody who knows me knows that I would rather put the food in the freezer than to put the beard or horns on my wall. So after making up my mind that that was the first legal bird, I took him. The footage is still very, very cool. The hunt went great. I was happy. So I hope you guys enjoy this. Okay. In this particular hunt area that we're in, we're on our last day to hunt. All of the longbeards that we know of that were coming in this area have been taken by shotgunners in the last couple of days. So, because of the fact that bearded jakes and bearded hens are legal in this area, we're going to go ahead and take one if we can get one to come in. What we've got, we set up right on the edge of a field, right actually in the middle of a field. We've got a cedar swamp on this side to our right, and we've got a cedar swamp in front of us. And we know that the birds have been coming into the field to feed on bugs. Actually, about a half hour from now, they start filtering out into this field. So if we do find a bearded jake or a bearded hen, we're going to go ahead and take them. Of course, if we see a long beard that we didn't happen to know from before, we're going to take them too. There goes another shotgun too. And another one. Clouds seem to be getting closer, and so do kids.
This segment of Bowhunters World TV is brought to you by Big Green Tarpons.
Can your arrow nock do this? The Luminoc from the Burt Coyote Company is the brightest, lightest arrow nock on the planet, with styles and sizes to fit almost any arrow, including crossbow bolts. The Luminoc can stay lit for 40 hours, giving you repeat use and helping finding those lost arrows after dark. Each Luminoc comes standard with 2 nock masters, ensuring well-lit arrow flight.
Woo! Can your arrow not do that?
Always know where your arrow goes with the Luminoc.
Life. What's yours worth?
What does your life mean to you?
Your spouse, your kids, your parents.
What would they do if it all came crashing down and you weren't around?
Where would they go? What would they do? How would they remember you?
Some people think about these questions every once in a while.
Some people think about these questions every day.
At Inferno Tech, we've got you covered. The Inferno Element Protection System by Inferno Tech, featuring real tree camouflage and Thinsulate Ultra insulation. The convenience of a backpack with the warmth and protection of a full body system. Innovative, easy to use, scent control, weather resistant, quiet, and guaranteed to negative 25 degrees Fahrenheit. Visit us on the web at infernotech.com.
Brock's Hunting Buddy, the ultimate deer hunting decoy. Get the deer used to you in your spot. Brock's Hunting Buddy is there when you're not. Brock'sHuntingBuddy.com. Order yours today.
Here they come. Here they come. I got him. I seen him go down. He went down. He's in that area right there. Jeez, there's wing feathers everywhere. I don't know if I can pick them up in here or not. There they go. Boy, it took forever. I didn't even think they were gonna come in. I didn't think they were gonna come in at all with the four-wheelers going. I don't know where his buddy went. I guess I'm gonna go get him. There's his little beard right there. About 3 inches long. Almost couldn't have made better of a shot right there. Expandable broadheads. And we're really doing a number on a bird right there. You got a big fan. Nice little fan though. What do you think? It's your turn next. All right. Bow Hunters Were a Bow Doctor with Steve Jokes, brought to you by Ed's Archery and Sporting Goods, Clio, Michigan.
Today we're going to show you how to properly set up a whisker biscuit. There's a little bit of prep you're going to want to do when you're getting ready to install it. The first thing you want to do when you're installing it is decide if you're going to shoot a carbon arrow, small carbon, large aluminum, or a standard aluminum arrow. And that's going to determine the size of the hole that you're going to choose to install on the bow. You cannot mix or match. You want to be pretty specific in how you do that. First thing you're going to do, once we know we're setting this bow up with a carbon arrow, standard carbon arrow, so we're going to put your quiet pads on here. And what that does is simply, if you're out in the woods, it allows you to put the arrow in here quietly without making a lot of noise if you happen to bump the edges of the whisker biscuit. And you can see how we got that installed there. And as you load an arrow in there, if you were to happen to hit the side, this is a lot quieter than hitting the side right here. Okay, once we got that going, we're going to get this set up like this is how it's going to basically go on. Now we've got our rest started put together, and we're going to start mounting it on the bow. We're going to install the screw on the back of the rest, or back of the riser, and start tightening up, but you don't want to lock it down yet because we have a lot of adjustments we have to do before we lock it down. Okay, one of the biggest questions we get from a lot of people is how far do you want to set the front of the whisker biscuit from the back of the riser? And we kind of go from 1/4 inch to 1/2 inch. My belief is the closer it is to the riser, the less, if you're pulling it up in a tree stand, you bump it, it's less apt to get bumped back here or close to your riser than out back. So it's a little safer position in here for setting it up. Now what we're looking for is we're going to pick up a level spot on your string that we think is pretty close to where the knock's going to be. And we're going to want to put that arrow right across the hole in your riser. The hole in your riser is your center spot between your axles and the bow, so that's going to give you the best performance. And that's where you really want to be critical of where this rest is going to line up at. And if you want to take a look at that right there, you can see we're pretty much right across the hole. Now you can pretty much lock your rest down. Just like that. So you don't have to reef it too hard, just a good snug will do it. And we know where the center travel is going to be on this one. We actually already have it marked on the tape measure, so I'm going to get that pretty close right now. Now this is not an exact spot, this is a starter spot. And from there, paper tuning will finish it up, but we have a pretty good idea this is going to be almost a bullet hole when we get done right here. Now we got that leveled in and out. Now we're going to set your rest, and you don't want it perfectly up and down. You want it just at a slight angle back or forward. Back's what I prefer. And that's so you're riding on the edge of the whisker biscuit, not flush in the middle where you're going to get your most contact. You want the least amount of contact so you don't have a lot of noise. Okay, we got that set. We're going to snug that up. And again, you don't need to reef it, just a good snug is all we need to do. Now at this point here, we got to set up what we're going to do on the string. We're going to do regular string knocking points. We can do a loop, and this person chose a knotless loop. At that point, we're going to put it in the press. We got to break the bow down and install the knotless loop, and we'll show you how to do that.
This segment of Bowhunter's World TV is brought to you by Icy Tech at hpcoolers.com. Icy Tech, keep your cool longer.
Why do you need a Victory Archery arrow? Spline-aligned carbon shaft. Match grade arrows to plus or minus half a grain per dozen. The fastest growing carbon company in the world. Why do you want a Victory Archery arrow? Just take a look. To achieve, you must first believe, then you will receive. Victory Archery.
Boo.
At Inferno Tech, we've got you covered. The Inferno Element Protection System by Inferno Tech, featuring real tree camouflage and Thinsulate Ultra insulation. The convenience of a backpack with the warmth and protection of a full body system. Innovative, easy to use, scent control, weather resistant, quiet, and guaranteed to negative 25 degrees Fahrenheit. Visit us on the web at infernotech.com.
Can your arrow nock do this? The Luminoc from the Burt Coyote Company is the brightest, lightest arrow nock on the planet, with styles and sizes to fit almost any arrow, including crossbow bolts. The Luminoc can stay lit for 40 hours, giving you repeat use and helping finding those lost arrows after dark. Each Luminoc comes standard with 2 nock masters, ensuring well-lit arrow flight.
Can your arrow not do that?
Always know where your arrow goes with the Luminoc.
Yeah, in this week's tips and tricks section, I want to talk to you guys about blind bail shooting. I don't know if there's a technical name for it or something that other people use, but I've called it blind bail shooting for years. Basically what blind bail shooting is it gives you a chance to concentrate on what I consider the 4 most important things in your shooting. And that is your form, your anchor, your release, and your follow through. So what blind bail shooting does is in 4 or 5 feet away from the target, and you're gonna keep your eyes closed, you're gonna draw your bow, get your stance set up, your anchor, make sure you're anchored right. You're gonna concentrate on either squeezing the trigger instead of punching it, or releasing your fingers without plucking your string. And then the most important in my mind is your follow through. Your follow through, to me, I guess all 4 of them play an extremely equal important part, I guess if you want to say that. But your follow through, most people that I watch that have problems shooting or problem hitting their target is their follow through. They want to know where that arrow hit, they drop their arm. A follow through, just like golf or baseball, you know, golf, swing, you follow through. Baseball, the same thing. You know, you're not always trying to bump the ball. So you got that follow through. Everything comes straight through. And the follow through in archery is squeeze off your trigger or you release your fingers because you don't want to drop your arm. You want to keep your arm aimed. I tell people to, once they release the arrow, wait till they hear the arrow hit, count to 3 in their mind before they ever let their bow arm down. Okay? So now with the blind bail shooting, we'll get back to that real quick. You're gonna close your eyes, facing your target, close your eyes. You're gonna draw the bow, straight back, anchor, release, follow through. If you get any problems with punching your trigger, plucking your string, target panic, anything, and you know, any of that type of stuff, blind bail shooting is gonna help you with it. If you try it, you should see your shooting improve quite a bit just from doing this. And like I said, you know, try to do it once a week. It's not gonna hurt anything, you're still out there shooting. And don't worry about where the arrow hits. Worry about your 4 main points of shooting: form, anchor, release, follow through. And that's your Bowhunters World TV tip of the week.
All right, let's go to Kansas with Brandin Hatheway. Check out the bird that he got. Brandin put a bird to bed the night before, and this is what happened. Let's check it out.
Why do you need a Victory Archery arrow? Spine-aligned carbon shaft. Match-grade arrows to plus or minus half a grain per dozen. The fastest growing carbon company in the world. Why do you want a Victory Archery arrow? Just take a look. To achieve, you must first believe, then you will receive. Victory Archery.
Boo.
At Inferno Tech, we've got you covered. The Inferno Element Protection System by Inferno Tech, featuring real tree camouflage and Thinsulate Ultra insulation. The convenience of a backpack with the warmth and protection of a full body system. Innovative, easy to use, scent control, weather resistant, quiet, and guaranteed to negative 25 degrees Fahrenheit. Visit us on the web at infernotech.com.
Can your arrow nock do this? The Luminoc from the Burt Coyote Company is the brightest, lightest arrow nock on the planet, with styles and sizes to fit almost any arrow, including crossbow bolts. The Luminoc can stay lit for 40 hours, giving you repeat use and helping finding those lost arrows after dark. Each Luminoc comes standard with 2 nock masters, ensuring well-lit arrow flight.
Woo! Can your arrow not do that?
Always know where your arrow goes with the Luminoc.
This segment of Bowhunter's World TV is brought to you by High Country Archery, where your passion comes to life.
Alright guys, tell you a little bit about this bird. We set up here last night, tried doing a spot and stock on some, didn't work out. So from hunting this prior, we seen this little green little field inside the timber basically, so that's where we set up this last night. We happened to be calling last night, didn't hear no birds respond, and out of nowhere, we look behind us and about 50 yards from us, there's a tom, which would be this one last night, roosting a tree. So we backed out. We should be hunting Missouri today, but we decided to come up and hunt Kansas again. Got in here this morning real early, set up a couple hen decoys, did a few little yelps, and sure enough, he lit up, gobbling like crazy. He flew down about 40 yards from us. I don't think he's seen the decoys, but eventually we cut a couple times and yelped, and sure enough, he responded with a gobble and went right to us. I got him about 12-yard shot, and sure enough, here he is.
Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed this week's Bowhunters World TV. We will be back next week. We'd like to invite you back to join us for some more exciting hunts, tips, tricks. We're going to have more from the bow doctor, Steve Jilks. So we'll see you back here the same time, same channel. Bowhunters World TV is brought to you by High Country Archery, Burt Coyote Luminac, Hunter Safety System, Big Green Targets, Ed's Archery and Sporting Goods, Icy Tech Coolers, and these fine sponsors.